Hello, and we're
Yay.
live.
Okay, I'll go. Hey, welcome to Feelings with the Geekiary. I'm Erin. I'm here along with Tara and Vaughn. We're fans. We have feelings, and this is where we webcast about them. And May was rough, so let's talk about it.
Can we just pretend it didn't happen? Let's start afresh in June.
Yeah, honestly, like normally for me, September is the worst month, but May was pretty awful so far, except for one thing which I'll talk about later. But before we get into all of that, we should probably remind everybody that the views expressed on this webcast are those of us hosts as individuals. Do not necessarily represent the Geekiary or the webcast itself as a whole. I feel like tonight's going to be one of the nights when we really need that disclaimer.
Yeah. Sorry if we upset you, except it's not the Geekiary's fault. It's 100% us, and we claim it.
I'm going with sorry, not sorry for this particular episode.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
where do we want to?
Yeah,
where do we want to jump in? We've got a lot of things that happened.
I just want to remind people that we've got a shop which you can buy, which is cafepress.com/thegeekiary. This is also a podcast if you don't want to see our beautiful faces, although I don't know why you wouldn't want to. But, you know, sometimes webcasts aren't always practical. Our Indiegogo is finished, but you can always donate to us via PayPal, and you can see the link to that on the Geekiary's homepage. And right now we're running a special Teen Wolf giveaway, which includes a Charlie Carver autograph and a beanie with the Season 3B slogan saying, "Lose your mind," which is just something that you want to have written across your forehead. Anyway, to win this awesome prize, you have to tell us what you think Derek Hale has been doing since he left Beacon Hills. Head to the Geekiary website to find out more.
I am like half sad that I work for this website, and also half sad that I just don't watch Teen Vampire, or what is it? Vampire Diaries?
Teen Wolf.
Teen Because I like the idea of a beanie that says "Lose your mind" because Tara doesn't watch things, you guys. We've discussed this before.
We can just add that to the list. Tara doesn't watch Teen Wolf.
I don't watch it either. I have no idea.
I don't watch Teen Vampire. It's like a combination of the two.
Teen Vampire.
Okay, anyway, so Teen Wolf giveaway. I got it right that time. Woohoo! Next.
Teen Wolf giveaway.
Yes, well,
it's pretty exciting. Go win some free stuff.
Yes, go win some free stuff. So we have updates, of course. It's been a busy month. Ice and FireCon, congratulations, Tara, on another year of fabulous hosting your own Game of Thrones convention.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Died,
Nobody died.
Nobody died, so it was like perfect. That's a Song of Ice and Fire reference, people. People don't die at my convention. No, yeah, we had a really great year. Like every year we've grown. We're very, very small, but every year we've grown by about like 30 or 40%. It's pretty crazy, and because of that, we have some, I hope, pretty exciting announcements coming soon. I'm working on an article, like a recap of the convention for the Geekiary that should include some of those announcements. But yeah, no, it was a really great convention, honestly. And I'm going to be saying this in my article. It's become less a convention and more like a camp for Song of Ice and Fire Game of Thrones fans. I mean, there's the usual convention stuff.
Oh.
There's parties. Yeah, there's parties and there's discussion panels and there's a board game tournament and stuff like that. But I mean, we added some really great events this year. One of my close friends, who's actually not even a volunteer for the convention, but she's been coming since the first year, she helped put together, we had a bad fanfic panel we use the term panel loosely. It was actually called not a fanfic panel, where we gave them a list. We gave people who were there a list of prompts, and they had to write bad fanfic from it and read it. So they had 30 minutes to write and then 30 minutes to read for the groups. Yeah, it was hilarious. And then we also, the other new event we had was improv. The same friend actually does improv in Columbus. So she ran an hour-long Song of Ice and Fire themed improv it was so much fun and totally hilarious. So yeah, between that and like the actual LARP tournament that we have, and like we have like a Nerf gun war that's a Snark and Grumpkin hunt on Friday night and stuff. It's really become more just like a weekend for people to hang out with, you know, at this point close to 100 other huge Song of Ice and Fire Game of Thrones fans, and I don't know, yeah, it's more, like I said, it's more of a camp than a convention these days. So. But yeah, it went really well, and that was like the one amazingly positive thing that happened. One amazingly positive thing that happened this month. So,
yay! May wasn't a total right. We can keep it for a little bit.
Yeah.
There was another really good thing that happened, and that was the new Crimson Peak trailer got released. Yay! Yeah. Vaughn and I are excited. Tara's like, I don't know what that is. So, Crimson Peak is a film coming out in October this year, and it is kind of a gothic, artsy horror film directed by Guillermo del Toro and starring Tom Hiddleston and Mia Wasikowska and Jessica Chastain. So I'm excited.
I know. It looks so creepy and dark and perfect, and I want to see it. I'm so excited. And they're going to be at Comic-Con, aren't they?
Probably. Oh yeah, because aren't there rumors that Nerd HQ is doing a panel with them? Or is that more than a rumor? I didn't watch the video about the
I think it's just rumor at this point. That would be amazing, though,
okay.
And I'm going. If I can get
Erin,
it,
I will. Yeah, if you can get in, if it is a day when I am like home and have internet, or at work and have internet, I will try to help you get tickets. Okay, I promise you that.
Help Erin get Crimson Peak tickets. Okay, thank you.
If it exists, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know anything. Discovering about Comic-Con, you don't know anything.
Oh yeah, not until 2 weeks before. And not even kidding you, last year I was getting emails about press junkets and stuff like that the day before they happened. Some of them, like, I got the emails at the convention and had to completely change my plans because of them. I'm not complaining at all because everything I went to press-wise was amazing, but it was just like, you think you can plan for this convention, and I usually am really great at planning for conventions. Clearly not this one.
Well, it's just so big. There's so many people there. There's so many fun things to do, like not even during the day, but at night. I mean, there's so many parties and social events. It's like you buy tickets to one thing, and then you're like, oh, this is really cool. I'm going to go to that. And then you go to that, and it's totally lame. And you're like, oh, I'm going to go to this instead. And, I mean, you can go to like 5 or 6, 7 parties a night, and I mean,
yeah,
I'm totally a partier.
Like I said, I'm not complaining, but like for me, it was more the panel list and everything. And honestly, we were supposed to talk about SDCC later, but I'm thinking we might as well just get it out of the way now, since we're already talking about it. But like the panel situation, because they don't really send. What is it? 1 week before or 2 weeks before, Erin?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. And that's like rough for me because like most conventions I go to have their panel schedules released at least a month before, if not more. And so yeah, that was rough, like not knowing even what the big panels were. And then this year, actually, I'm on a panel. So
Yay!
it's a fan. Yeah, it's a fan. It's a Song of Ice and Fire. And actually, I'm hoping I'm gonna try. I can't promise anything, but I'm gonna try to get at least one of the guys from Podcast of Ice and Fire to join us for a little bit on the webcast next month, because I'm on the panel with two of the guys from Podcast of Ice and Fire, which is the longest running Song of Ice and Fire Game of Thrones podcast. Like, it was there before anything else was. And so I'm on the Song of Ice and Fire fan panel with Amin and Kyle from that podcast. And I can't say when it is yet or where it is, but it's happening. I mean, it's a definite thing. We have confirmation and everything, so I'm super excited. I've been on a lot of panels before, and I know it's just a fan panel, but to say I've been on one at San Diego Comic-Con is like life achievement unlocked. Seriously, life achievement unlocked.
I saw your name on the list of announced panels for SDCC unofficial blog.
Oh my God, and my name was on a list?
Yeah, for panels. And I was so excited. I was like, I know her.
I didn't know my name was on a list. I don't think I've ever been excited. I don't think I've ever been so excited.
That's great.
Usually when my name is on a list, it's probably not a good thing.
Okay,
I need to see this though.
Anywhere.
I try not to bring in like outside things while we're live, but Angel, our admin, just sent us a message that the YouTube account decided to tweet in Portuguese. So that's fun.
Oh.
That might be my fault.
Well, I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry about that just yet. I think that we should probably just get somebody to post an English tweet on Twitter. I mean, hey, maybe we'll gain some Portuguese followers. Let's look at the positive side of this, you guys.
Yeah.
Let's look at the positive side of this, because guess what?
We love our Portuguese fans.
It is May 28th, and that means there's only 3 days left after today. That's it. And then May is over, and we move into June, and it cannot be worse than
what
this
happens
month.
in June, though? You know what happens in June? Jurassic World.
So excited. I have not been able to find any pre-screenings in my area, like not even within like 2.5 hours drive of me, which is really depressing, but I will be going to see it as soon as I get out of work on Thursday the 12th. So, and writing my review that night. I'm super excited. And then I will be going to see it a second time, either Friday, like early evening, or Saturday during the day, because my whole family is going. Like, my parents took me to see Jurassic Park when I was like 9 years old. So, like, we're taking my sisters and their kids, who all love Jurassic Park, by the way. So I think the only one who's not going is the baby, because he's literally like 3 months old. So yeah,
my parents wouldn't let me see Jurassic Park when I was 8.
Ah, blasphemy!
They would not let me see it. They said it was too scary.
I think my parents were worried about it, but I was like, it's dinosaurs, and before that, or no, maybe after we saw the movie, we were like at the supermarket, and I saw Jurassic Park like in the checkout line, the book. I was like, can you buy that for me? My mom, you know, it's a book, sure. Like, that's a good thing, right? My kid loves reading. I should not have been reading that book at like 10 years old. I mean, I read it several times since then, and I know I understood the basic premise of it, but then I read it again like 6 months ago, and I was like, holy God. And I think at that point I hadn't read it since maybe before college even, and I was like, holy God, like, there is so much of this that I get now that I didn't before, and it's so, like, what was I doing reading this at 9 years old? My parents didn't know what they were getting themselves into.
Well, since we're talking about Jurassic Park, like, first times, I also saw it in the theater. When it first came out, I was probably about 9 as well. Because I remember my brother, who's 9 years younger than me, was just a baby, and it was his first movie. So, So
pretty cool
that's a fun
first
story.
movie.
Yeah. And then when I used to babysit my brother during the summers growing up, we would always watch it every day and eat frozen pizza.
Nice.
Not healthy.
Oh, my niece tried to trick me. Okay, so she was at my house and Jurassic Park was sitting. I think I had just watched it. I don't know. I have it on DVD, so I just watched it. I don't know, recently, and I left it sitting on my TV stand. And she was over and she's like, "Can I watch this?" And I was like, "She's 3." I was like, "I don't know, Cece. This is a little bit scary." She said, "What's it about?" I said, "Well, it's got dinosaurs in it and they're mean. I want to watch it." I'm like, all right, fine. So I put it in the DVD player. I'm like, you're sure? You sure you want to watch this? We watched like the first 10 minutes, you know, the raptor kills the guy and everything. Yeah, like, I'm fine, Tara. That wasn't scary at all. So I leave her in the living room with my friend's other kid who's like much older. He's like 10 or something. And I come in the kitchen where my sister is, and I'm like, Cece's watching Jurassic Park. Is that okay? And Christy's like, my sister Christy says, yeah. I was like, are you sure? Because, like, she's 3. I mean, and she said she hasn't watched it before. I'm worried she'll get scared and have, like, nightmares. And Christy was like, she told you she hadn't watched it? Apparently this child has seen Jurassic Park upwards of 12 times on, like, TV and whatnot. And outright lied to me about it. So then we go in the living room, and we're trying to get her to admit that she'd seen this movie. And she wouldn't look her mother in the eye, and she kept saying no. And Christy was like, Cece, if you tell us that you haven't seen this movie, like, you're going to be in really big trouble because you're lying. Now admit you've seen it. And she's just laughing. She's just laughing at us and not looking at either one of us because she refuses to admit that she's seen this movie. I was like, first of all, what's your 3-year-old child doing watching Jurassic Park? And second of all, how does she know to lie to me about seeing it? And how is she not scared? Like, I was scared of that shit when I was 9 years old. How is a 3-year-old not frightened to death? I don't know. Kids these days.
Well,
back out she could get eaten by dinosaurs, yeah.
Speaking of, like, scary movies and going back to Crimson Peak, horror is my favorite genre of film. Nothing scares me. Like, I watched The Exorcist when I was 5. My parents let me watch The Exorcist when I was 5. Nothing scares me.
That's crazy. See, I don't get scared easily, but I just don't like horror films. They're just not my shtick.
That's fair.
I don't hate them. I just don't really. I mean, I've been watching Supernatural, and I've pretty much been, like, making fun of all, like, the horror movie cliches that it has in every single episode the whole time. I don't know if you've noticed. I mean, even the episodes I say I'm not going to live tweet, I still tweet excessively for me. Because, I mean, normally I tweet, I don't know, a few times a week. And most of it's retweets of my own articles from the Geekiary because I'm so Twitter lazy. But Tara finally watches Supernatural has become a thing with me now, so.
Yay.
And it's so much fun. It's so much fun watching you watch it. Just going, I've totally forgotten all the crap that happens in the first season. I'm just like,
well, in the episode,
oh.
Yeah, and the episode I watched today, I talked about this in the video. Actually, if anybody who's watching, if you go to the Geekiary's YouTube channel, there's a video of me talking about Supernatural for like 8 minutes because I don't watch it, and I've been told it's amusing because obviously I don't understand anything about the show. But I had mentioned in that video that I watched like a couple episodes when I was vacationing in Colorado a couple years ago, and one of the ones that was on during that trip was episode 7 of season 1, The Hook Man. And I think I'd missed like the first 10 minutes of the episode or something because I'm watching this like in between going out for ski runs, coming back to the room and making some lunch, you know. Oh, they're having a Supernatural marathon. There's nothing else on. So I saw this episode, and I'm rewatching it again tonight, and I almost skipped it, but then I was like, no, I think I liked this one, but now I don't remember why I liked it. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either.
No,
so,
I don't know. But the ones that use the horror cliches, like they either get it really right or like really wrong.
I mean, the woman in
And with
white,
Supernatural,
the first episode was so super creepy. Like, I mean, I watched most of the first season way back when it first aired, and I don't remember anything from that. I mean, when I watched the episode I watched today, oh yeah, I remember watching it a year and a half ago, but I don't remember watching it for the first time when it first aired, whatever, in 2005, 2006. And so yeah, I was the first episode was super creepy, and actually I'm in a supernatural swimsuit cosplay group at Colossal Con as the woman in white. I'll be wearing a brown wig, obviously.
Good.
That sounds interesting.
That is quick involvement.
Yeah.
Well, they were already doing the group, and I was like, hey, I have a white bathing suit. Can I just get a brown wig and, like, join your little supernatural swimsuit group and feel like I'm a part of this thing? I only know, by the time I go to Colossal Con in a week, like literally a week, I'll maybe have watched, like, half the first season. Maybe I'll get through the whole first season.
It's a lot of episodes.
Hey, you gotta dive right in, literally, in this case.
I mean, I've already been spoiled for so much that it like doesn't even matter anymore. Let's be honest. I mean,
It doesn't matter anyway. There's not a lot.
I've edited a good dozen or more supernatural articles for the Geekiary. Some of them were like general articles, and a lot of them are episode reviews. So I know all about Castiel, and I know all about Crowley, and I know about, I think her name was Felicia Day plays Charlie. I know a little bit about that, like, so I know these things. You know, I know about the pie situation.
You know lots.
Yeah, I know so much.
About the pie situation.
Super.
The pie situation.
Pie is disgusting. That's why it's a pie situation.
No.
Okay, I mean, honestly, I've got to admit, I drank my dinner tonight, so don't expect much out of me.
All right. TV upfront.
Yeah. So many shows got canceled because of new shows.
All I know that got canceled was Constantine. Oh, and Helix, but we're not talking about that. That's like...
Yeah. Helix the movie. Hashtag Helix the movie.
Oh, yeah, hashtag Helix. Yeah, I gotta tweet that right now. Give me a second.
No,
we need Helix.
That I was really worried about that got cancelled was the Mindy Project, and Hulu picked that up, so I'm pretty much fine with most of what got cancelled.
Oh, perfect. What else got canceled?
Apparently, I'm the only one that's sad. Ugh. Sirens on USA got canceled. That was a bad one. I love that show. Forever on ABC got canceled. That was a really good one for being kind of a tired sort of story.
Was that based on a book?
I don't know.
That
Maybe.
Forever show. I read a book once called Forever, and it was about this guy in New York City who lives forever. And isn't that kind of what the show is about? Yeah. Maybe it's super loosely based on the book, but
possibly.
I
don't
could
know.
see it. I saw them turning that into a movie more than a show, but it could have happened.
Mm. Yeah, there were others too.
I don't watch either of those shows, so.
Yeah, I'm distraught. Apparently, everyone else is okay, but that's fine. But it made room for a lot of new shows. So.
Yeah.
Which are how many of those have they announced now? I so don't keep up with this stuff, you guys.
Most of them I think announced.
Yeah, all the networks.
I mean, the only one that I am excited about is Supergirl. So.
Has that already aired?
No.
Okay.
No, but
the pilot got leaked.
It has leaked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's why.
And it was leaked out in Walmart and it's in HD, so I reckon it was probably leaked on purpose.
All right. Well, I give not 0 or less shits about Superman, but maybe I will check that out simply because it's Supergirl. I really hate. No, hate is a strong word. I don't care about Superman. There's nothing about him that appeals.
It's very kind of like fun and light-hearted kind of version of superhero in opposition to all the like gritty kind of like angry.
It's not really my shtick.
Superhero. Yeah, I mean I loved it because
it's not really my
thing. It's basically everything that I want. But yeah, no, it's worth watching. I think it was a really good show. So excited.
Right.
But with just female superheroes, I just need more of all of them.
Yes.
Speaking of female superheroes, Agent Carter got renewed.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Super excited. I mean, honestly, even if all we get is one more season, I'm super excited.
I know. And we've got the Diversify Agent Carter movement. Which is hashtag Diversify Agent Carter, and you can check it on Twitter. And it's the people who were getting super excited and trying to push for a season 2 are now trying to push the creators and the writers of the show to include more diversity in season 2 because, like, still season 1 was great, but the majority of the cast were white dudes.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I've seen people like come out and say, and you know, they're like, well, that's just what the time was. Like, there were lots of dudes in the 40s. I'm like,
of course there were, but that doesn't mean they can't bring in people of color. They're in New York City.
I'm like, where were all the other people in the world? Not
they didn't
brown?
I get that there aren't going to be
at all.
I get that there aren't going to be a ton of women like in the workforce, but that doesn't mean that they can't. I mean, even if they portray them in other ways, to have more. I mean, for crap's sake, like, it's Agent Carter. There should be more women than men in this show, at the very least.
Yeah.
Like, at the very least.
Definitely. Yeah, and it's just, I mean, if you check the Diversify Agent Carter hashtag, it's just full of people, like, pointing out historical instances of, like, women and people of color in the 1940s post-war that could have been included in the show, or, like, people like them, and comic book characters and things like that, that they would, like, that prove that anyone who says that it's not historically accurate or it's not, like, comic book accurate is just wrong.
Yeah. It doesn't matter anyway. Sorry, I'm getting shouty.
You've got, like, superheroes. Surely you can insert, like, some people of color. Or some women, but, like, you know, ooh, what? That's just crazy. Crazy talk. Seeing as we've started going all crazy feminists, we may as well just continue on.
Well, yes, May was a tough month to be a feminist. Ugh. Right?
Well,
yes.
Every month is a tough month to be a feminist.
Well, especially May.
But
I mean,
May just kind of brought it to the forefront where everyone was going a bit. Hated on feminists.
So what do we want to talk about first? Because there's several things we can talk about. Okay, let's get this out of the way, please, before I drink much more. Sansa, Stark, Game of Thrones.
Oh. I don't know if I can talk about it. It's so distressing. Like, I have, like, had, like, a kind of, like, numb reaction to it.
I'm tapping my foot so hard. I'm tapping my foot on the floor so hard right now. Like, I wish it's almost loud enough that you should be able to hear it, because I'm really, really not happy with this story. Okay, but in all seriousness,
I'm laughing.
What
I'm
the
not
fuck?
Happy. I'm not happy. I'm angry. Angry laughing.
No, I know. What the fuck, D&D? What the fuck, this show? Just
what the fuck, everything. Just don't. Why? Why is this happening?
But Theon got his dick cut off, guys. Why don't we care about that? I'm yelling again. I'm sorry. Maybe I should mute myself.
All right, so Tara, you and Angel wrote an article which was
Yes,
responses to people who were being rape apologists.
Yes, and the very
you know,
first
who were
comment was
basically
from
trying to
somebody who was like, but Theon, but Jane Poole. Yes, no,
But did
we
you not
did,
read
and
the article?
honestly,
You literally answered those questions.
literally did not read the article. No, did not. Actually, like, I was already working on an article about it. Angel messaged me one day and was like, I need to write about this. I was like, I've already got like half this stuff written. She was like, I already got half this stuff written. I was like, all right, we need to just collaborate. And in the space of maybe 2 days, we put that thing together from what I'd written, what she'd written, and just a whole bunch of wank that happened on actually my personal Facebook profile. Like, I'd say, honestly, sorry, not sorry to the people who were commenting on that and who literally gave us fodder for the 7 faces of Sansa rape apologists, because I'm so not sorry. Not at all. Not even Facebook friends with some people anymore because of that situation. I mean,
I'm just so shocked by how upset people are that people are upset by the storyline. Do you know what I mean? Like,
agreed. And honestly, that's like, I can talk to a person or to people, you know, in a very professional manner about this. I really can. I have a really close friend who like super did not like Sansa at all. Like, he wasn't horrible about it because he's not that type of person, but he really didn't like her. Years ago, I mean, I'm talking, shoot, it was before the first Ice and Fire Con. So like 2.5 years ago, I wrote a blog entry in my personal blog that was like, why I love Sansa Stark. He read it. And while he's not like a Sansa fan, he read it and he, you know, the first thing he did was message me I think on Facebook at the time and be like, listen, wow, that article, like, I really didn't like Sansa. He's like, I may not love her now, but like, I get it so much more, and like, it makes me so much more interested in her and in her storyline, and like, I feel for her and for what she's been through. Like, simply, and it wasn't like necessarily because of my writing or anything, it was just because I put out the thing, you know, the arguments people have against her and tore them apart, to be completely honest. So, you know, it's like, you don't even have to love Sansa to understand that this was a really shitty decision on their part and unnecessary. Girl has been through enough.
yeah.
Earlier, one of my friends posted a picture. Like, I was trying to find the original source so that I could at least share it with you guys. One of my friends posted a picture where it was like, it was 4 squares. Season 4 or season 1 Sansa with like Joffrey kind of like, and then like season 5 Sansa with Ramsay, and she's like, oh god. And season like 6 Sansa is with Hannibal Lecter, and she's just, again, just like, what the fuck? And then season 7, she's with, oh gosh, shoot, now I have to go look at it again. That's bad. Who is she with in season 7? It's like a real person too. Give me 1 second. This is bothering me. So yeah, like season 1 Joffrey, season 5 Ramsay, season 6 is Hannibal Lecter. Oh, season 7 is Voldemort. And her little caption says, "Oh, come on." Like, literally, guys, this is the direction that we're heading in with this character for no reason. For no reason.
I don't
like, the worst
understand.
of the worst. Nobody understands.
And it's like,
actually,
the thing is, the point of the Jane Poole storyline is like so, like, it's all about Theon, right? So they're making Sansa's storyline all about Theon, and it's just like, sure,
right.
Theon's
And one
fine,
of the things,
but
one of the things that Angel and I said that I think is really important to point out is that we are not justifying what happened to Jane Poole or saying that it wasn't as bad. It was just as horrible, honestly, to read about then. I mean, maybe not just as. It was almost as horrible to read about then as it was to see it. You know, it was different to see it, A, because of the medium, but also B, because of the character. Like, we are not downplaying Jane Poole and her situation at all, but she is a minor character. Theon, it's all from Theon's point of view, you know, it is what it is. On the other hand, now we have Sansa, who is a major character both in the books and the show, and we have to go through that with her, and then on top of it, it's all about Theon and his fucking man pain. Oh my God, this girl I know got raped. Like, let's not pay any attention to the fact that she is the one having to go through it, that she is the one that's going to have to deal with the aftermath. It's all about Theon and how it's going to affect him.
Well, you know, male writers, the only way they know to cause, like, angst is to hurt women. To cause angst for women, to cause angst for men, you just got to hurt a woman. Man, kill her, rape her, torture her. Whatever.
I mean, literally.
Hurt women.
But even, okay, so even if we dismiss certain, like, other things that have happened, I mean, there's been a lot of violence in this series, okay? Like, we're not talking about that violence. We're talking about the fact that this is possibly, honestly, in my opinion, it's the worst. It is the worst thing they've done in terms of using rape as a plot device. But, like, I think it's even worse than the Jaime and Cersei thing. But this comes after the Jaime and Cersei thing. This comes after Mira Reed having rape threatened on her for no good reason, completely unnecessary. Because obviously, like, girl can't be in danger and interesting unless she has a rape threat. And this is after dealing with, like, the Craster's wives thing. I'm not even going to repeat what that dude says. Like,
yep.
And after Joffrey, the random additional scenes with Joffrey and Roz and Daisy, and then Joffrey and Roz again. Like, this is... No. Bad.
No, yes, I want to roll up a newspaper and slap it on the nose. No.
Like, I don't even treat my dogs like that, and I would like to do that to D&D right now.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Like, my dogs do something bad. My dogs do something bad, and I'm like, did you do something bad? Rigby, did you do something bad? You're doing the bat ears thing, did you do something bad? Oh, you did something bad. Darn it, Rigby, why did you do the thing? No. Yeah, I mean, literally, my dogs do something bad, and this is why I could never be a parent. My dogs do something bad, and I'm like, that's not a good thing, guys. Also, I love you. Come cuddle with me. D&D, on the other hand, actually, I have a giant book here. It's Outlander. I could definitely... Well, no, I don't want to smack them over the head with this. I want to smack them over the head with Dance with Dragons hardcover. Full Dance with Dragons version, hardcover. You know how much that shit weighs? That's what I want to smack D&D over the head with. Not literally, I'm not threatening violence against these people. Figuratively.
We're going to, like, not be allowed at Comic-Con, hey?
Well, you know...
Figuratively.
I've been kind of quiet. I let you guys do your thing. The thing for me...
Please.
No, I mean, I'm fired up. I have not read the books, so I don't really know. I mean, I know to a certain point about the storylines and how they've gotten changed for the TV show and everything. But for me, it's like, it's just like lazy writing.
That too.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't say
I
much.
agree. I mean,
Okay, speaking of lazy Emily.
That's the nice version. That's like the nice, like, political version of everything, I feel.
Well, you know, okay, so let's look about it. I mean, at the end of that episode when Ramsay and Sansa are in the bedroom, whatever. One of the big arguments or whatever from the apologists were that, well, we don't know that the rape happened, or, they're married, it's or she was willing.
Wait, did somebody actually? I'm sorry. Did somebody actually say that we don't know that it happened? You could hear it.
Yeah, I mean, it's off screen, so you don't. It's off screen. Yeah, I mean, so, but
I gotta be totally honest. The people I watched this show with, like, literally, there were about 8 of us, I think, in the room, and the vast majority of us were, like, angry shouting, like, outright crying because it was triggering, or, like, just sitting there, like, sweating with our hands over our mouths. Like, what the you know what I mean? Like...
Well, do you remember, Vaughn, you're not from the U.S., so I don't know if you heard about this. You probably did, because it was really embarrassing. But, I mean, we had a politician here a couple years ago that brought up that whole, like, legitimate rape thing. And that was all I could think about when I was reading people's reactions and everything to this whole scene, this whole scenario. Was just like, well, they're married, we don't know if it happened, so it's not legitimate rape, so that makes it not rape.
Well, as Stephanie, as I said, please exit this webcast via the moon door.
Yeah, I mean, and if there was any doubt of whether or not the rape was legitimate, sorry, I keep throwing around this word a lot, sorry, but just look at the opening scene of the following episode when Sansa's laying in her bed, like, crying her eyes out and has bruises all over her body. Like, there should be absolutely no argument there. So
I just can't think about it. I can't deal with it. I can't do anything with it. I just don't want to. I'm just so upset.
Okay, we can move on, because there's so many other anti-feminist things that happened this month. Emily. Now that I'm watching Supernatural, I mean, I've got to be honest, I did not read. What was Emily's article titled? Anybody know? Something about the treatment of women in Supernatural.
I was just reading it.
It's about fridging.
Yeah, it's about fridging. I can't remember the exact name of the article. Let me pull it up here. Sorry.
Well, I should probably to start with, to say, for those who don't know what fridging is, it's a term that comes from Women in Refrigerators, which was coined by Gail Simone, and it describes a plot device, which is particularly common, especially with, like, hero narratives, where, like, a female character is victimized, like, by death or rape or some kind of violent act, just in order to, like, motivate the male hero forward and give him some broody male pain. The actual Women in Refrigerators comes from, I don't know who the character is, but there was a character that his girlfriend was actually literally left in the fridge for him to find.
Right.
And that's a quest. Yeah.
The name of the article was Supernatural, A History of Violence Against Women. And, I mean, Supernatural is a show that it's just completed 10 years on the air. 10 seasons is a really long time for a show to be on the air, especially with the topics. It's all about urban legends and demons and murder, and a lot of characters are going to die. That's just the way it is. I mean, somebody dies probably every episode. Multiple people die every episode. I don't know. But specifically what Emily was talking about it was the way that the certain female characters were either killed off or like assaulted in some way that caused man pain.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot. There is a massive list.
Lot.
Like, it is so long. But what I was particularly shocked by was the amount of people who, like, the amount of backlash that this article got, where people were complaining. Like, I am a huge Supernatural fan, and I have been forever. I wrote my thesis on Supernatural, and I love it, but I just thought it was a given that it treated women terribly and it was misogynist. Like, I just thought that was just like, oh, we love this show, but yeah, it's totally misogynist. But apparently there are people out there that don't think that.
Really? Oh yeah, I think I've heard that from time to time.
There was a lot of backlash about this article, and you know, I consider myself, I don't consider myself a hugely active watcher of Supernatural. I mean, I am now more that I'm live tweeting and you know, I mostly binge watched it, so you know, a lot of the episodes and characters and stuff run together. But at the same time, like, especially the character, sorry I'm spoiling, Tara, whatever, you already know.
No. Like, Charlie, you're spoiling, but you're probably, yeah, I know Charlie, and I know she dies.
Charlie dies.
So.
That's like the most recent major death in the series. And first of all, I am not a fan of Charlie. I never have been. Felicia Day is not my favorite. She kind of is weird to me. I hate it when people say bitches as a term of endearment. So, like, she just bugs me. She always has. It's a personal thing. I know that a lot of fans love her. I know that a lot of fans identify with her. But that death did affect me, and it did make me sit up and say, you know what, this is really stupid. There was absolutely no reason that Charlie had to be killed off. You know, the writers are sitting here saying, oh, well, we had to have some sort of catalyst to force Dean into, like, this whole angst or whatever so that we could show off the
did they actually say that? I'm sorry, interruption. Did they actually say that? Like, oh my God!
Yeah,
like,
I think that's been said. Yeah, they've said that.
I haven't even gotten anywhere near that point in the show, but oh, I'm sorry. This female character is just a catalyst.
And I'm like, yeah, her death was like a catalyst to push Dean over the edge, and I'm like, he has the mark of Cain. The mark of Cain is the catalyst. Like, come on, this is lazy writing. You don't need to kill off a female character to make this point in the plot. He has the mark of Cain. Mark of Cain is fiction. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. Like, just do something creative. Like, okay, so now I'm the one yelling.
No, just yell away.
It's just lazy. It's lazy. Okay, anyway.
Well, this show, like, literally the first thing this show does, which Tara knows, is fringe a woman. Like, that is, the show starts with a woman getting gutted and burnt in order to push the guys out of the door. Like, that is...
I mean, I get it, you know, and that's the thing, like, this is the thing, like, as a writer, I understand that there are certain decisions that have to be made. Like, I am not saying, like, oh, yeah, never harm a woman, you know, to further a plot line, because, like, sometimes it's necessary. But for Christ's sake, balance your shit out. Period. I've watched only 7 episodes of this show that I can, like, you know, recall. I know I've watched more than that, like, years ago, but, like, right now I've watched 7 episodes of this show, and literally every episode there's, like, some damsel in distress or some, and it continues from what I've read and been told. So guys, come on, like, how is there 10 seasons of this? How?
Well,
How has there not been like a chick that like joined their team and was like a valuable member and like stayed?
Here's the thing, okay? People that say that Supernatural is not misogynist, and okay, this is just wrong. And here's why.
Yeah.
Okay, you go back through 10 seasons. You started out with just Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki as the two main regular cast members. It was only them in the beginning. Okay, so every season that goes by, you add like new recurring characters. Like you have Bobby and Castiel shows up, and so eventually Misha Collins, he starts as a recurring character, but then he becomes a series regular. And then you have like along the way, you start having these great supporting female characters too, like the Harvells, or or even like Abaddon. Okay, these are great fan favorite female supporting characters. Bella is another really great one. They never get promoted. And then you get Crowley, and he's really great. And Crowley has like no storyline. He's a really fun character, but like his storyline could have ended after like 2 seasons. Why was he promoted to series regular? Okay, so we have all of these great recurring female characters that never go anywhere. They just show up for a few episodes and then they die. But you have like these minor like male characters who just get promoted to series regulars even though their storylines are over. I don't understand. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm listening to you, and already I don't understand. The show's the worst. I've been told several times.
Anyone who doesn't think it's misogynist as shit is just wrong.
I've been told several times to stop watching after season 5 anyway, so we'll see how far I get. Because right now it's like a fun thing to have on. At this point, I'm just watching it it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing to have on in the background, like, and like it's a fun thing to tweet about. But like, I honestly can't. I really don't think I can see myself lasting 10. I mean, I can binge watch some shit, but I don't know about this.
It's like you have Dean and Sam, who obviously aren't going anywhere, but like Castiel, which this is probably controversial because I know there are a lot of Castiel fans out there. I'm a Castiel fan too. I think he's great. But come on, the writers don't know what to do with him anymore. The only reason he was promoted and is still a series regular is because he's a fan favorite. Same with Mark Sheppard and Crowley. Like, his storyline is dumb. The writers don't know what to do with him anymore. Why is he still a series regular? But yeah, you kill off all of these minor female characters like Charlie. I'm not a fan of hers, but she was that character that would just pop up every now and then, and she, was not vital to the overall arching storyline of over 10 seasons, but, she would play a big role for an episode or two every season or so. It's like, what? So you're just going to kill them off when you still have Castiel and Crowley, like, just brooding and doing nothing? Like, what?
Doing nothing. Why not? Why not? Well, all women must die. Because of reasons.
Is there actually, Valyrian is like gender fluid, so saying Valar Morghulis actually could, it's all men must die, but it actually could mean all women must die.
Yeah, let's not go there. Let's just not go there.
It really means all people. It really means all people must die. I'm just saying.
All right. Okay, so I wanted to throw in Mad Max Fury Road.
We're getting short on time.
It is the best movie ever, and you guys have to see it. But it also got like a massive backlash against like men's rights activists who were urging people not to see this movie on account of it has female characters.
Okay, men's rights activists exist because men have all the rights. That's like the point. Men have all the rights.
I know, but like we're taking their movies, man. We're having like characters that have feelings and do things, and that's just unacceptable. It's ruining everything. I know.
We're up in their stories, ruining their good time. Seriously.
I have to actually think about women as sex objects. It's really uncomfortable for them.
So wait, let me ask, are these men's rights activists for all men, or are they just for, like, you know, middle-class white Americans?
Straight men.
Oh, middle class.
Straight
Yeah.
middle class.
Middle class.
Or upper class. Middle to upper class.
Middle to upper class.
Oh my god, we're offending so many people in this episode. Sorry, not sorry.
I mean,
I don't think you can offend.
Listen, I admit that I am overprivileged, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Men's rights.
Exactly. I am too, but
It's not a joke. I feel like it's supposed to be a joke.
it is unfortunately not a joke. They are just.
I know it's not.
They're the kind of guys that are really. They're the ones that are like fake gig girls. Don't like me because like they try to like pretend to like comics and stuff because obviously they want to get in my pants, except they don't like me because they're awful or something. I don't quite understand the logic of that argument.
Sorry, you lost me. Okay.
Anyway, okay.
Anyway,
so
go
Mad
see
Max.
Mad Max.
I've heard. I haven't seen
Hate it.
it. I haven't seen it. I want to actually because of all the hoopla about it. Like, but I mean, I had a good friend who saw it who was like, "Listen, it's not this amazing movie or whatever, but it's good. It's entertaining, and also it has like just the fact that the whole thing about the women being sex slaves, but there's no rape." Like shown on screen, like that's a thing that can happen. Oh my god! Let's write D&D a letter real quick.
Hey, this is how it's done. But like literally at one point there are 12 women of like different ages and sizes and look different and stuff, all having a conversation on screen together. And it's just like, oh my god, I've never seen this before. What is happening?
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
It's so good. It's so good. Plus Furiosa, best action hero. Like at Comic-Con or at any con, there are just going to be so many people cosplaying her. It's crazy.
Which one is she?
The Charlize Theron's character.
Oh, okay, because I had a friend who wanted me to cosplay someone from it, but it's like the blonde chick who's like 6,000 times skinnier than I am, so I don't really get that. But you know who I'm talking about because I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, speaking of cons and things coming up, unless you guys had anything else to say, do we want to talk about a few upcoming events that we're going to? Yes, super over. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to Colossal Con not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that. It's like the 4th through the 7th. It's an anime con that happens at this Kalahari Resort in Sandusky, Ohio. There's a pool with swim-up bars, and it's an anime con, so that's like literally all I have to say about it. I did try to get a press pass, but I think I applied too late. But I did kind of contact them to see if there was any way I could possibly interview a couple people, so we'll see. And Erin, you're going to Wizard World Des Moines?
Yes. I know.
Which is, you know, I know you said, like, you can't believe it's happening there, but, like, they were supposed to have a Wizard World in Greenville, like, this weekend, and they push it till next year. So they're having a Wizard World Greenville, and there's like 70,000 people in my city.
Oh, yeah, Des Moines is a lot bigger than that. Wizard World is coming to Des Moines. It is the inaugural Wizard World in Des Moines. It's June 12th through 14th. I can't believe that like a major con is coming to my hometown. I can like actually come home at the end of the day instead of like going to a hotel room. Which is
are you going?
Kind of nice.
Are you going as press or
yes,
just for
I
fun?
am going as press,
Oh, awesome.
and I do have some interviews that I'm getting lined up. I don't want to announce anything in case something happens, but
Right.
I have some pretty intense, cool people that I might be checking out. So I'm
Yay!
excited.
I'm excited for you. And then Yvonne,
Awesome.
you've got the
Well,
very next
I've
weekend.
got Supernova, which is basically one of the 2 cons that we have in Australia because we don't have a lot, and that's in June 19th to 21st. There's some cool people going. We've got Nathan Fillion and stuff, but this is the one where Adam Baldwin's going to be there, and everyone got really upset about it. So that should be interesting.
God, I feel like that happened like ages
like,
ago. How is this con not happened yet? I feel like the Adam Baldwin thing was forever, like months ago.
He's a men's rights activist.
Of course,
right?
Yeah, he is a men's rights activist. He probably hated that.
Well, I mean, is he actually legitimately, like, does he identify with them?
Oh no, I was just I was just making
I don't know.
fun.
I mean, he
might, but
Everything I've heard is bad enough, but like when they actually identify with that, it's like, ooh, that makes it so much worse.
Okay, well, so we all have cons coming up in June, which is just a dress rehearsal for the big one. San Diego Comic-Con is it's like 6 weeks away, peeps. Come on. Woo!
Oh my God, I know. And I will be in Hawaii. I will be in Hawaii like right before that. So we're going to do a pre-San Diego Comic-Con webcast on Sunday, July 5th. And I think, have we decided it's going to be 8 p.m. Pacifics? No?
I think so, 8 p.m. Pacific. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say 8 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah.
Yep, so it's going to be a little later than just... Yep.
You guys will be in California, and I'll be 3 hours earlier than that in Hawaii. So, so we've got the pre-con webcast, and Angel is going to be joining. Actually, Angel and I will be live together. It will be amazing.
And Vaughn and I will be live together.
And me and Erin will be.
And then we've got that Carry On My Wayward Cocktails party that Erin helped me get a ticket to, which is funny because I literally just started watching Supernatural. So that'll be it, because I doubt I will finish more than like a couple seasons before Comic-Con. So that'll be interesting. And then the Game of Bloggers meetup. The Carry On My Wayward Cocktails thing, that's on Thursday night, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we've got the Game of Bloggers meetup, which is Wednesday night.
Yep, preview night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because
I
feel like at this time last year, I'd bought tickets to like 3 events. Like, I feel like I'm super slacking this year. But like,
just haven't been announced.
Yeah, I mean they're always behind compared to like what other cons do, but I feel like this year, man, they're just like. I mean, I had tickets to HopCon in like March last year.
Yes, yes. They haven't even gone on sale yet.
I mean, at this point, if we're going to other things, we may not even make it, which is sad.
Well, so as we talked about earlier, sorry, Vaughn, what?
I was just saying, we'll just get drunk and go to everything.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That happens.
Yeah, okay. Well, as Tara mentioned earlier, the panels for San Diego Comic-Con don't really get released until about 2 weeks ahead of time. And not only will the panels, the programming be released, but also like the times and the dates and everything. We've already had a couple of big announcements for panels. BBC America announced that they are sending Doctor Who, which skipped last year. So that's a big panel that's been announced, and they have been announced for Thursday. Which is odd because they're normally on Sundays. That's like a little Doctor Who tradition. We don't know what time yet, but that's going to be a big Hall H attract. So, and then the other big one that was announced was Hannibal. So, and we don't know when that is, I think. So far those are the only big ones that I think have been announced.
I mean, it's like, you know there's going to be a Game of Thrones panel. You know there's going to be a Walking Dead panel. You know what I mean? Like, it's really just like the movies and stuff that you're not sure about.
Yeah.
Wow.
Although, is it for sure that Marvel and Disney aren't coming this year?
I have heard that Marvel Cinematic Universe is skipping in favor of D23 Expo, which is Disney's convention in August, and also Star Wars, I believe, has been confirmed that they're skipping SDCC also in favor of D23 Expo, because again, Star Wars franchise is owned by Disney, so.
Gotcha. All right.
So that was a lot of news and a lot of yelling and a lot of ranting.
Yeah. We knew it was going to be this way. What's the title of tonight's episode? God, May was awful.
All women must die. That's
right.
Yeah.
All women must die.
Yep. All right. We done? Who's going to wrap this up?
Yes. I'll do it. Hi, I am Bon. I'm here with Tara and Erin. We thank you again for joining us on Feelings with the Geekiary. We're a free webcast, run off donations from viewers like you. So thank you for contributing to our host website, the Geekiary, and we will see you next month.
Bye.